What is a land trust?
Well, a land trust is a title holding trust primarily used for anonymity of ownership, although there are some other uses we'll talk about. Primarily, your topic about a seller signing an executory contract, I'll get into that. It's a revocable living trust. It's in that category, but it's not the same animal as you would use for estate planning. It was invented in the 1950s by Chicago Title as a way for them to get fees as being a trustee by saying, hey, you can have anonymous ownership in a trust, and we'll be the trustee and charge you a fee every month. So that was the animal that was created, and close to 40% of properties held in Cook County are in land trusts. It's statutory in about 9 states. Florida comes to mind, Indiana, and a handful of others. But by common law and court cases, it's really a valid thing to use in almost every state. There's only 2 states where courts said we don't recognize these here, and that's Louisiana and Tennessee. And it was over a jurisdictional issue involving estate tax. But as you know, the Uniform Probate Code says a trust may be created for any lawful purpose, and a land trust is nothing more than a revocable living trust to hold title to a single piece of property, with the idea of each property being under a separate anonymous trust with a trustee of choice who would normally be a family member or friend with a different last name to keep anonymity at a P.O. box. So tenants, code inspectors, attorneys, the government, anyone who wants to poke around makes it difficult.
Now, anonymity is obviously a big benefit. These days, as land trusts have grown in use, is that still the primary benefit? What are some of the other benefits, if there are any, to land trusts?
The primary benefit is anonymity. If you have a tenant and you have a property manager and you don't want to be on record as the owner, a lot of people use LLCs, but they form it themselves and they put their name all over the filing record, so easy to find you. So titling in a land trust with often the beneficiary an LLC or something like that for protection as well. But there's no requirement under state law that a trust have a registered agent in the state. So it could be a P.O. box, could be a P.O. box out of state, out of the country. And the individual doesn't have to reside or register to do business in that state. So logistically, finding information, getting service of process in a lawsuit, everything becomes more difficult. And that's the whole idea.